In the name of God. My name is Wael El-Kusheri. It's spelled W-A-E-L. My last name is El-Kusheri, E-L-K-O-S-H-A-I-R-I. And we believe that this rain is a blessing from God. This rain is a blessing from God. We're holding this news conference today to broadcast our efforts to restore parental rights to opt out in Montgomery County Public Schools.
What do we want?
Opt out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Opt out.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Opt out.
When do we want it?
Now.
Brothers and sisters from all backgrounds, my name is Zainab, Z-A-I-N-A-B. Chaudhry, C-H-A-U-D-R-Y. I am the director of CAIR's office in Maryland. The Council on American Islamic Relations is the nation's largest Muslim civil rights and advocacy organization. We are here today to stand in strong solidarity with each and every one of you as we work to make sure that the Montgomery County Public School System restores the opt-out option and makes sure that your voices are being heard. This right was revoked by the school system abruptly in March without any transparency or opportunity for public input. Contrary to what you may have heard, this is not about banning books. This campaign is not about discrimination and hatred or bias towards anyone. What it is a determined effort to protect and preserve the diversity within our public schools, funded by your tax dollars, brothers and sisters, to make sure that they uphold their responsibilities to equitably serve all of their diverse populations, including faith communities and the Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh community members who are out here today. Like every public school in states like California, Montgomery County Public Schools used to allow families to opt out of classroom lessons on sensitive content related to family life, sex, and gender. Opt-outs are extremely common in public schools. In our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., families and students can opt out of even non-controversial topics like personal space and bullying. They're part of an effort to be transparent about topics and to put families at ease that they will remain at the helm of their children's upbringing. Despite attempts to exploit your legitimate concerns and the thousands of community members that our office has heard from across the county, there have been efforts to fuel culture wars and incite discord and recklessly politicize this campaign. This is not a political campaign, brothers and sisters. This is not a Democrat or a Republican issue. This is not a conservative or a liberal issue. This is not a right versus left issue. This is a movement where at the center of it are parents and students who deserve to have their voices be acknowledged. And the school system needs to acknowledge and value your beliefs and your choices.
Our beliefs, our choices, 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 our beliefs, our choices.
Finally, rather than prolonging this controversy and the unnecessary harm that is causing locally and nationally, CAIR is calling on the Montgomery County Public School System Board of Education and Superintendent Dr. McKnight to acknowledge your missteps, to correct your errors, and to restore the opt-out in the school system immediately to prevent further controversy. That is the only acceptable move and the only way to signal that you are truly responsive to all of the needs of all of your communities in the school system. Thank you.
What do we want? What do we want?
How do we want?
When do we want it? When do we want it? When? Now.
Thank you so much, Sister Zainab Chaudhry. We'll move to our next speaker. We have another young lady who speaks very passionately. Sister Banish Mustafa represents our parents group, which is an action-based parent committee that is working to restore the opt-out in Montgomery County. Sister Banish Mustafa. Give it up for Sister Banish.
So what I want to do, I created a little paragraph that I wanted to share with you all today. Their big argument is love is love. Okay. On the denial of not allowing opt-out, we are not allowing love. Okay. Well, I question that love. The compassion, the respect, and consideration for all. A man can love a man, according to them. A man can love a woman. A man should be able to love his partner and do the things that make him happy. Many a times when we love someone, we steer away and avoid things that might hurt them. For example, hanging out with your ex. We stay within those confines out of mutual respect and love for our partner. These are boundaries that are normally defined in a relationship, and these boundaries differ from relationship from one to the other, but it all falls under the umbrella of love. So the question I pose is, a man can love a man. A man can set boundaries in a relationship with another man, a woman, transgender, queer, pansexual, and that is accepted as love. But a man, a devout Muslim, Christian, Jewish man, Hindu man, cannot have the same love that they feel, much more love that they feel for God. He cannot adhere the boundary. They do not understand the love we have for God. That is not love. Why?
God. We love God. We love God. We love God.
Why is Why is this boundary not falling under the umbrella of love? Where is the justice? Why be selective on the kind of love that needs to exist and to whom it needs to exist with? You can teach what you want to teach. You can set your boundaries on what you think love is, but do not assume that everyone's boundaries are the same. And do not get angry and upset if we differ in opinion. My child is different than your child. I love my child far greater than the Montgomery County Public Schools. And allow me as a parent to make the decision for my child. Do not hide behind this notion of love that takes into account certain people while disregarding the rest. Love is love, man or God.
Give it up for Sister Banish. Give it up. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Banish. I'd like to invite up Brother Isnake Haile. He's going to speak. So if you would please kindly come up.
Thank you everyone for your presence. We would like to send our message. We would like to send our message to the Board of Education, Montgomery County. The MCPA system has been one of the most sought after school systems in the nation. Many have greatly benefited from the advanced learning opportunities. The advanced learning opportunities the system had to offer, and we are very thankful for that. But now we're writing to put forth our concerns regarding the recent instructional materials and resources. Changes encourage diversity and inclusive as they do not, in fact, promote such an environment. Additionally, the manner in which this was installed creates distrust and friction between the school system and parent body. Most rigorously, we believe that the Board of Education is breaking the laws of the state of Maryland and infringing on the 1st and 14th Amendments of rights of parents and their children. The recent addition of pro-LGBTQ+ instructional materials to the curriculum was to serve in the language and arts instructions. Our question to you is, what is the literacy and art value that these texts provide? What sort of reading comprehension achievements is it facilitating? Can it be demonstrated that without these particular texts, the children will miss out any language and art skills that they would not otherwise acquire by utilizing other texts? In fact, the Associated Teaching Guidelines indicates that these books are not being used for the purpose of teaching language and arts, but instead they are used to teach about gender inequity, family life, and human sexuality concepts. Case in points. Every case-by-case points are: number 1, kindergarten book, hard copy instructions instruct the students to look for words, some of which deal with sexuality and gender identity, like queer, intersex, drag queen, and drag king, which are sure to prompt questions from curious young minds. Number 2, the teaching guide for Love Violet, a book meant for fourth graders, promotes the teacher to instruct the students to acknowledge how uncomfortable we might be when we feel our hearts beating trumply, and how hard it can be to talk about our feelings with someone that we don't just like, but we like. The teacher guide from Born Ready, a 5th grade book that impresses on underage kids that child knows best, quote unquote, knows best, tells the teacher to correct the students that might have a different point of view by providing a single-sided perspective on the matter. There are no engagements of the students in thinking critically about the literacy nature of the text. Instead, this family life and gender instruction promotes single-dimensional perspective on the subject as seen above and silence any other perspectives on the substantive matter. The teachers are respected authority figures and as educators should bring a balanced perspective to the table. Otherwise, the classroom environment will not be conducive to promoting diversity and inclusivity. It will not affirm single viewpoints. As such, this can erode the student-teacher trust and lead to atmosphere that's caustic to learning. So we are requesting the Montgomery County Public Schools to make these books opt out. Opt out! Opt out! Opt out! Opt out! Opt out! When we need it? Now! What we need? Now! When we need it? Now! Thank you.
Just mention that you're a parent. Let him say he was a parent. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he's a parent.
Are you a parent?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
And why are you here today? Why are you here today? I mean, you're a parent. Look, you had to take off work, right, brother? You had to take off work?
Yes, I have to take off work.
And you felt like you needed to take off work to come here. Why?
Because I'm responsible to bring up my kids in the right way. And the way they feel is right. And the way I feel it is right. We're not being included in the system right now without the opt-out option.
Thank you. Give it up for this brother. Let's hear it for this brother. Okay, to keep going, we have Brother Hisham Ghatri from Montgomery County Muslim Council, and then Brother Ismail Royer from Religious Freedom Institute.
Thank you. Hello, salam everybody. Greetings, salam. My name is Hisham Ghatri, that's H-I-S-H-A-M, last name is G-A-R-T-I. And I'm the Outreach Director for the Montgomery County Muslim Council, a nonpartisan organization. We're participating in this press conference today as residents and community leaders that focus on civic and political activism and engagement of the Muslim community here in Montgomery County. Our county is great because it is so diverse. It contains actually 3 of the top most diverse cities in our nation. Yet, something that should be a source of strength is not, because not every minority group or community is represented in our government. And perhaps that is contributing to this current issue. Minorities comprise a number of groups, including those of varying faith communities. Going over these recent events, hundreds of Muslim constituents have reached out to us to complain about the lack of consideration by MCPS for their constitutionally protected religious rights. And for other organizations, it has been in the thousands that have been reaching out to them. When we raised this issue with the central office, we were told that due to, and I quote, hurt feelings of a few families, end quote, the decision to rescind the opt-out was made. So to summarize, for the benefit of one group, MCPS chose to overlook the rights, feelings, and mental well-being of a majority of its community members that serve in this county. like those who care about faith, parents that have certain sets of values and principles that are deeply held within their
Opt out now! Opt out now! Opt out now!
These values are deeply held in their faith, whether them being Christian, Jewish, or Muslim. It doesn't matter. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter. Your right is your right. This issue has led to the marginalization of many of you minorities of Montgomery County. What our elected officials might ignore is that the greatest majority of Montgomery County, represented by a number of families highlighted a cross-section of multiple faiths, is being marginalized. So some of these instances of marginalizations are only exacerbated recently by some highly inflammatory comments made by elected officials. Exactly. These are the people representing us. They pour fuel over fire. In our opinion, what MCPS has currently done has created a highly divisive environment. By rescinding this opt-out after choosing the wrong way to promote inclusiveness and diversity, rather than establishing a training program or mandatory class that taught everybody to be respectful towards one another, regardless of what we feel, whom we love, who we are, the lifestyle we choose to live, or the color of our skin. We need to respect one another, and that's what the focus should be. You should not put the feelings or rights of some over those of others. MCPS, maybe you've forgotten, the main responsibility of a school, of a student, of a teacher, is to teach students how to think, not what to think. So what do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do our elected officials need to know? We're here. We need our rights. Thank you.
Give it up. Sister Zainab's going to lead one. Actually, let's let Brother Ismail Royer speak, and then we'll do some chants. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Ismail Royer, I-S-M-A-I-L-R-O-Y-E-R, and I'm Director of Islam and Religious Freedom at the Religious Freedom Institute. We're a Washington, D.C. based nonprofit organization that supports religious freedom for everyone, everywhere. And I'm here today to say a word in support of the American Constitution and to give a lesson to Montgomery County Public Schools Board of Education, because it seems that they have missed, they skipped out on their civics lessons. And that is this, that James Madison, who was the author of the First Amendment, he said, and he explained that man, the human being, man and woman, that the dictates of our conscience, the dictates of our beliefs in God and our duty to God must take precedence over obedience to the state and over obedience to the government. And he explained that when a citizen is forced, or an individual is forced to choose between obeying God and obeying the state, that the state must allow that individual an accommodation for that conscientious objector, except only when the state has a very, very serious interest in enforcing its will against the man or woman's conscience, and even then, only if that is the least restrictive means of achieving that state interest. In this case, Montgomery County Public Schools has not even bothered to show what this supposed interest is. They haven't bothered to prove it. We hear vague things about people's feelings or something, but they're not explaining. We care about people's feelings, but they're not explaining about how this supposedly is more important than the First Amendment, which says that people have a right to free exercise of religion. They have not explained that this, much less have they explained how this is the least restrictive means by enforcing and requiring every single child to sit and to be instructed in a morality which is the official state morality, and to replace the morality of the parents who want to pass on their values to their children. That is a right that is protected by the Constitution of the United States, and that is a right which Montgomery County Public School Board of Education has not even bothered to explain how they are and why they think that it's right for them to run roughshod over it. These parents here are asking only for the right to be conscientious objectors to a government policy that forces them to choose between obeying God and obeying the state, and they do not understand what our American Constitution is all about. And it's very ironic, and it's very beautiful, in fact, that it takes immigrants. It takes immigrants to this beautiful country who came here because they understood what it was stood for, and they understood what was beautiful about it, and they are here to teach a lesson to these folks who have never even met most of these people here. Thank you so much.
We want freedom, we want rights.
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 We have another person who's going to lead us in some chants. Listen to this brother. Let's go.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I'm making this speech as a parent, not representing any group or any religion, but as a parent in this county. Can you hear me? All right. What we are up against now is that the school...
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What we are up against now is that the school board trying to circumvent the laws of Maryland by changing texts that should have been categorized in human development and sexuality class into literacy class. These books have no unique value in literacy. Literacy, as you know, is the ability to read critically and to write clearly. In this book, teachers are not guided to ask students how to read or how to ask questions. It tells kids just to accept ideas even if they are not comfortable with it. This is not right. What I demand as a parent is that those books should be reclassified in human development and sexuality classes.
Yes.
Where we have an option to opt out.
Yes.
And when after they are classified in the right category, in the right curriculum, we want to value them based on their pedagogical value, what they are teaching our kids. Schools are not a place to teach kids certain interests. Schools are places to teach kids skills that they need to flourish in life, later in life. We want our tax money to be used in such a way, not in a way to introduce or indoctrinate certain beliefs from our diverse community. We accept our diversity. We accept that people around us have different attitudes. We are not up against that. But we do not accept, I do not accept, that the state forcing certain groups' ideology or beliefs or lifestyle onto my kids.
Our rights. Our children, our rights.
Our children, our rights.
Our children, our rights.
Our children, our rights.
Our children, our rights.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Before you go, you're a parent, right?
Yeah, I'm a parent.
Brother, do you love your children?
Of course. What's the question?
Okay, I want you to lead us in We Love Our Children.
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 We will never surrender our children.
We never surrender our
We shall never surrender our children.
We will never surrender our
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Give it up for this dear brother. Give it up for him. Okay, just moving right along, we have Sheikh Al-Hajj Sal. He wants to speak to us. Please come forward. As a parent, he's a parent in this community.
Yes, what? In the name of a God, in the name of God, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful, the God we all believe, who likes to, the God we believe, He likes what we're doing because He loves us all as He instructed us. in my scripture saying he honored the children of Adam. He honored them as we all honor everyone. We hate no one, we love everyone, including everyone and everyone. Yes, we are believers of God. We will follow God's order. Our theology principle is ours. It's not another's. We have our kids. All we want is opting out. Yes. All we want is freedom of religion. Yes. All we want is to be honored, just as we honored everyone, every single person on the face of the earth. We love everyone, but we love everyone here more than everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Do what's right.
Do what's right.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Dear Dr. McKnight.
Do what's right.
Do what's right.
Are you guys getting tired in the back? Let me hear you in the back.
One more time.
Let me hear you in the back. I can't hear you up here. And hold on behind me. Behind me, can I hear you in the back?
We love people.
We love all people.
We love all people.
We love all people.
We love all people.
We are united.
We are united.
We are united.
We are united.
We will not stop.
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 We are one voice.
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 Our next speaker is from the Coalition of Virtue, Brother Adib Ahmed. I'm sorry, brother. Thank you so much. Adib, Brother Adib. Brother Adib Ahmed from the Coalition of Virtue. Please give it up for Brother Adib. Thank you, sir.
In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Afternoon, everyone. My name is Adib Ahmed. I'm a board member of the Coalition of Virtue. That's A as in Alpha, D as in Delta, I as in India, B as in Bravo. Last name Ahmed, A as in Alpha, H as in Hotel, M as in Mike, A as in Alpha, D as in Delta. We on behalf of Coalition of Virtue have a vision that the American political system considers the rights, the values, and the prescriptions of all religious faith groups. And we believe that public policy should reflect those commonalities. So, why is this issue important to us right now, today? Well, as everyone knows in Islam, the current ideas and morality claims that are instructed in sex ed classes goes against the orthodox beliefs of Muslims and all religious faith groups. And so, what is the key thing here is that we want to opt out. And so, sorry, give me 1 second. And so the examples of how this trust has been betrayed are, and so the reason for, the reason for our participation is because in Islam, like the Orthodox position.
Hold on. This brother's a little bit nervous. Give it up for this brother. Give it up. Hey, listen, we support you, right? You took a lot of time off work to come here. We are with you, okay? So speak confidently.
Thank you for that vote of confidence. All right. So, as you may have all heard about the opt-out issue, what are some common pushbacks that we hear often? Two of them happens to be that there's no official opt-out policy, so what are you asking for? And second, what about the kids that aren't opting out? Would they not feel dismissed by the families that are opting out? It's important that we recognize the concern for children and that it is and should always be valued, but we can exercise critical thinking as well. So, what is the reality of the situation? The reality is that for all sex ed instruction, in sex ed classes, there has always been an opt-out policy under the MCPS. However, recently there have been sex ed instruction outside of sex ed classes. So for example, in storybook time for kindergartners in a story called Pride Puppy, there is a celebration of a pride parade that unfortunately in reality is a parade that contains many inappropriate material for children and also sexually related themes. Second example is that in the resource guide for Love Violet, there is an instruction for the teacher to ask a question. How hard can it be to share your feelings to someone you don't just like, but like? And this is example reiterated common time and again. And so, the issue is that the sex ed instruction is overstepping beyond sex ed classes. So we as Coalition of Virtue have a call to the MCPS, either allow an additional opt-out policy for all sex ed instruction, or remove content, remove sex ed instruction that's overstepping beyond sex ed classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Give it up. Give it up. Our beliefs, our choice.
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 We will raise our children.
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 Our beliefs, our choice.
Our beliefs, our choice.
Our beliefs, our choice.
Our beliefs, our choice.
No more fear.
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 Are any of you scared to be here today?
No.
Are any of you scared to stand up for your children today?
No.
When we started this, there was 10 people. They were saying, Brother Wayne, we're scared to come out here, brother. We don't know what's going to oppose us. But I'll tell you what, with all of these people, nobody can be afraid any longer.
Yeah.
Give it up for yourselves in the front and in the back. Give it up. We're just getting started here. We're just getting started. I'd like to have the next speaker speak for us, please. Sister Billy Moses. Sister, I'm not going to try to pronounce the organization. I'll let you do that. But please come and share your talk. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Billy Mogus. I'm here from Silat Tulit. It's an Ethiopian Eritrean empowerment, educational, and we teach children to love God, regardless of their religion, regardless of their identities. We teach children to honor God. Muslims, Jews, Christians, and everybody else. We teach them to love and honor God above everything else. We are a nonprofit organization who empower and teach children, who empower and teach parents how to raise their kids emotionally, physically, mentally. Strong children who can stand up for the truth. Strong children who are not afraid of anybody. Strong children that will stand for God. Because God is above all. I am here before you to address a critical issue that strikes at the very heart of our educational instruction, the constitutional and human rights of our students to be respected. It is a matter of utmost importance, one that requires our immediate attention and action. And the hallowed halls of learning, every student, regardless of their beliefs, backgrounds, personal identities, possesses the inherent right to be treated with dignity and respect. Dignity and respect.
Dignity and respect.
Dignity and respect.
Dignity and respect.
Unfortunately, we find ourselves confronted with a distressing reality. Hate, violence, bias, bullying, and entitlement persist not only among students, but also within the ranks of our school staff. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. We love our children. We'll raise our children. Family rights. Family rights.
Family rights.
Opt out.
Opt out.
Opt out.
Opt out.
society, we have a duty to create an environment in which all students can achieve academic, emotional, and social excellence. We must recognize that students have the right to learn, grow, express themselves freely without fear of discrimination and harm. Yes. Our children need to be seen, heard, and safe. Yes. Seen, safe, and heard. Yes. Seen, safe, and heard. 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 That's all of our children. Yes. To achieve this, we must take decisive action, parents and MCPS board. We must stand united in our commitment to eradicate hate, violence, bullying, and entitlement from our educational institutions. It is time to foster an environment that promotes understanding, empathy, respect as cornerstones of our educational journey. We ask MCPS to restore the opt-out option and respect parents' religious rights. Thank you.
Give it up for Sister Billy. Give it up for Sister Billy. Give it up for Sister Billy. We have one more parent. We have one more parent who's going to speak. Before the parent speaks, the people who are closest to the road, I don't want to hear the people close to us. The people who are the farthest back by the road, can we hear you, please? I'm looking as far as I can see back there. I can't see the road. We've got so many people here. Okay, so I'd like our dear brother, I don't have your name, so if you could introduce yourself. He's a parent, and he's taking time off work to come here and speak today.
Thank you. My name is Pastor Solomon. I'm coming from Kingdom Life Empowerment Church. Today I'm here as a parent. Yes. We come here as what? As a parent. I didn't hear. We come here as a what? As a parent. We come here as a what? As a parent. We united for our children. We united our children. We united our children. I didn't hear you. We united our children. We united our children. We united our children. We stand for children. We stand for our children. Our children. Our children. Our voice. Our voice. Our children. Our children. I didn't hear you in the back. Our voice. Our voice. Our children. Our children. Our parents. Our parents. Our children. Our children. Family respect, guys. Freedom for us. I will stand for our children. Yes. I'm coming as a pastor, as a parent. Okay? Thank you so much. We stand for our children today and every day. Today we started. We don't finish it. We're fighting, okay? Yes. We're fighting. Yes. Today we started. Yes. We don't finish it. Yes. Today we started. Yes. Today we started. Yes. We don't finish it. Yes. Our voice. Our voice. Our voice. Our voice. Our children. Our children. Our voice. Our voice. Our children. Our children. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Give it up for the pastor. Give it up for him. Give it up. You know what's amazing, I'll just be honest with you, what's amazing is how this opt-out movement has unified the Christian community. Give it up for the Christian community. How it's unified the Muslim community. How it's unified the Jewish community of all people of faith. This is an amazing movement in an amazing county, and I tell you, I submit to you, we will win. 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 We have testimonies coming up, so I'll let you know that we have testimonies. I just want to bring my son Ali up here. Please, Ali, come up here. Okay, so he's testifying today as many young people have testified in front of this Board of Education over the last 2 months. They have been articulate, they have been intellectual, and they have been so well spoken. And we come back to give this message. So this young man, who has a lot of things to do, who has a work commitment, who has a college commitment, who's trying his best to build his life, is coming here in defense of our children. Give it up for him. And you will listen to their testimonies in a little bit. Now, what they've told us is they fear security here. They think that we're some type of security risk, so they don't want to let anybody inside. Do you know who's building? You know who pays for this money's building?
That's our building.
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 This is our county.
This is our county.
This is our county.
This is our county.
These are our tax dollars.
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 And we sit here and we beg. Is that right?
No.
Is it right that we have to beg for the basic right to religious freedom?
No.
This protected by the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution?
Yes.
Is that reasonable?
No.
Give it up for yourselves for coming here today.